Hello and welcome to the In at the Side Schools Rugby Weekend Fixtures Preview. We're also going to have a little look back at some of the midweek results, so if you want to run through some of those first.
St Paul's beat Hartpury 24-16, Truro beat Filton 14-10, Myerscough beat Oaklands 29-13, Gosforth lost to Prince Henry's 14-48 in the Acer League. Elsewhere, Eltham beat Ravenswood 53-0, RJS Guildford beat Tiffin 39-10, Millfield lost 22-40 to Palmerston North, and Hampton lost 7-29 to Tauranga Boys from New Zealand as well.
I think the standout result to start with has to be St Paul's bringing Hartpury's 4-year Ace League unbeaten run to an end with a 24-16 win at Sunbury.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, unbelievable indeed. It's a pretty good side that St Paul's are building over there in southwest London. I think another standout result in the H League was Truro's 14-10 win against Filton College. Truro were losing into the final play of the game and held onto the ball for 16 phases, which is pretty remarkable,
Pretty
and
incredible,
eventually scored.
Bit like the Munster saga against Northampton in the Heineken Cup.
Yeah, the Heineken Cup, I don't think we'll be seeing much of that anymore. Myerscough recorded their second win of the week. They beat Oaklands College
That's a big result.
Wednesday. That's a big result.
29-13.
Yeah, especially given Oaklands are the Ace League runners-up from last season. In the schools rugby midweek fixtures, there was a bit of a Kiwi Philbro. Palmerston North beating Millfield 40-22 at Millfield is probably the standout result. I think that just sort of underlines the standard of schools rugby in New Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely. To go to Millfield and get a win like that, it's pretty incredible, especially with the Millfield backline. You've just got to kind of think what the schools like Hamilton Boys High and St Kent's are like.
And Tauranga beating Hampton fairly comfortably as well. That's another standout result. Moving on to some of the fixtures. There are once again some standout fixtures this weekend. In the Midlands, we've got Bedford v Oakham.
Yeah, that's going to be one of our focus games this weekend. Bedford have had a good start, a couple of dodgy results, notably against Northampton School for Boys, but still probably back them at home.
Whitgift v Warwick. I'm going to go for Whitgift, even though I think it's going to be a seriously tight game. Warwick have definitely got it in them to go to Croydon and win, but I'll back the home side. I think they're missing fullback Matt Gallagher for a bit of cutting edge out wide and a bit of extra pace.
Harrow take on Wellington. You've got to go for Wellington on that. I know Harrow had a close result against RGS, who beat Wellington first game of the season. But since then, Wellington have really kind of come on leaps and bounds, and their match against Whitgift was pretty incredible.
Yeah, they're in some pretty good form. Millfield taking on Sherborne at Millfield. I can't see past the home side that one.
They won't want to lose 2 on the bounce, especially not at home.
They never take well to losing. Hampton against RGS High Wycombe at Staines Rugby Club. Probably go for RGS High Wycombe in that one, although that one will be a tight one to call. RGS have got injury problems.
Probably right. Brighton College v Dulwich College. Could I have to go for Dulwich College again? I know it's at Brighton, but Dulwich just don't like to lose, and I don't think Sam Howard would allow it. I just think they're going to be tough to break down, and I think Brighton are really going to have to turn it on to beat them.
Yeah, particularly up front, that's going to be tough for them there. Radley against Tunbridge will sort of once again be a close one.
It's tough, this one. Probably go for Tunbridge just because they're the slightly bigger name and a bit of a potentially confidence over them, would you say?
Yeah, perhaps. Solihull against Bromsgrove. Solihull have been in some pretty good form. Bromsgrove are always a tough side. So that one will be tight to call again. The King's School against Macclesfield against Woodhouse Grove.
This is a really exciting fixture, I think, this weekend. I think they're both probably the form schools up in the north. maybe along with RGS Newcastle as
Or
well.
Sedbergh as well.
And
obviously,
Sedbergh,
they're doing very
Sedbergh,
well.
of course, forgot about them. But I'm going to go for Woodhouse Grove. I know it's away at Kings Macclesfield, but some of the results they've posted this season have been pretty incredible.
They've also got a core group of players from the Roslyn Park Sevens side from last season that got to the final. So they've got some confidence this season. The grammar school at Leeds against RGS Newcastle was another difficult one to call. The grammar school at Leeds have got a very talented lower six group who won the under-15s Cup 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's spearheaded by Tom Gorman, who's in the England North under-16 side, and I believe he's been in the England under-17s training squad, and he's pretty electric. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a few on that, and then Grammar School Leeds take that. And finally, Eton College v KCS Wimbledon. I'm going to have to go for KCS to win this one. Over to the other key fixtures in the Midlands, we've got Aundel v Stowe. What are you going for there?
Probably Stowe. They look like they're starting to come into some good form.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Elsewhere, there's Uppingham v Rugby School, Trent College v Bishop Vaisies, and Stamford v Bedford Modern. To the north, we've got Lymm High School v Wilmslow, RGS Lancaster v Kirkham Grammar, Durham v Hymers, Stockport Grammar v St Ambrose, and St Peter's York v Queggs Wakefields. In the southeast, we've got Epsom College v RGS Guildford, which will be a pretty exciting match. St Benedict's School v Tiffin, St Paul's Barnes v Abingdon, St John's Leatherhead v Hurstpierpoint, Cranley v Portsmouth Grammar, which will be another exciting match. Wimbledon College v London Oratory, Ravenswood v John Fisher, Eltham College v Sevenoaks, and St Albans v Haileybury in a Hertfordshire clash. Over to the West Country, we've got Blundell's v Truro School, King's Worcester v Monmouth, Sir Thomas Rich v Colstons, King's Taunton v Cheltenham College, Canford v Marlborough College, RGS Worcester v Bristol Grammar, Exeter School v Plymouth College, and Clifton College v St Edward's Oxford. And don't forget, the Schools Rugby Player of the Week competition will be running again. You can send your nominations in by tweeting to us at @InAtTheSide, commenting on our Facebook page, facebook.com/InAtTheSide, or emailing us articles@inattheside.com. Last week, Charlie Farmer of Sedbergh School took it, and he was tied with Billy Rigg from Colstons, Ben Woods and Ben Gee from RGS High Wycombe and Solihull School, respectively, were the runners-up. So don't forget to send in your nominations this week if you see someone that scores an outrageous try, just controls things from the middle, or just puts in the hard graft. You can also follow us on Twitter @InAtTheSide, where we'll have match updates of all the results, live action during the game day on Saturday. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/InAtTheSide, and send us any of your match reports, photos, videos, comments on matches, results, absolutely anything you want, to articles@inattheside.com. That's it from us. Hope you've enjoyed our weekend preview, and good luck on the weekend.